Hello everybody, this is Yael from Yael Alchemy, and I'm here to bring you the weekly Twin Flame reading for the week of March 19th to the 25th. Okay, so we're heading closer towards the Spring Equinox on the 20th, but actually starting on the 17th, this great influx of light has been pouring in. Okay, and that means different things for most of us. Okay, a lot have been seeing rainbows, and actually here, because in my country it's really getting towards summer, and I was thinking, how come there are no rainbows here? Okay, no rainbows were appearing, but something else did appear, which I shall tell you about later, confirming that this light dispensation is underway and even heading up to its climax. This is actually confirmatory that the first wave of ascension has arrived. Okay, and I got my own confirmation when I was in meditation yesterday, because yesterday, which was the 18th here in this side of the world, I started meditating and I asked my guides what this gateway would mean for me. Okay, so I was meditating, and then I zoned out. When I came to, it was about an hour later, but it didn't feel that way because I didn't feel like I fell asleep or anything. It was just deep meditation. And when I was just getting back to being conscious of my surroundings, okay, the last bits of the vision that I was shown was this. I'm showing you in my screen, on the screen right now. It was this brilliant white light surrounding my light body, and then I was in a spinning Merkaba, and it was just out in space. Okay, just that brilliant white light in a spinning Merkaba. And so I suppose I got my answer, but a lot of you, if you ask your spiritual guides and your teams how this influx of light will affect you, I'm sure they will answer. And I was talking about rainbows earlier, right? And well, I was wondering how come there weren't any rainbows in this side of the world. Well, not that I've seen, because it's almost the height of summer and it's just sun. Okay, everything is just illuminated with the sun, which means that there are hardly any water droplets, great prisms or rainbows, if you want to go into the science of it. But the thing is, there was sort of incident that happened. You see, the country I belong to is a predominantly Catholic country. We were colonized by Spain for about 400 years, and that's why they brought Catholicism. And I've always believed that spirit works, usually sends you the messages in a way that you can understand. Okay, so my dad, he serves as a lay minister in one of the parishes here that is dedicated to Padre Pio. Okay, and Padre Pio has been instrumental in making many miracles for the sick, petitions that have been answered. So that particular parish wherein my dad serves at as a lay minister, it's always visited by so many people from all over the country, wanting to pray for their own petitions. Anyway, the other day, there was sort of miracle that happened there, because there is a tree. There's a sort of an altar there for those who, and which is set up outside. There are tents outside because the church itself cannot accommodate everybody who wants to go there. So big white large tents are set up to shield the parishioners from the sun. Anyway, there is a tree there with rosaries and all that, wherein people, devotees, hang their rosaries. And the other day, this incident happened that was really, well, you see for yourself. I'm flashing the pictures on your screen. What happened was that this light, that light from the corner here, you can see, it projected the image of Jesus Christ, also known as Ascended Master Sananda. That is his galactic name. You may know him as Yeshua. He is an ascended master. If you're Catholic, you would be very familiar with him, or Christian. Okay? And here, the image of Sananda, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, with his crown of thorns, as a reminder for the faithful. This was not contrived, okay, and this has been circulating already among the devotees, that this appeared Saturday afternoon. That was on the 17th, okay, and more than rainbows, this is a big confirmation that a lot of us are being called to ascend. And this is what I got, is that this is how, if for others you see rainbows, for other devotees who are taking care of their spiritual lives in 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 the context of religion, or because that is what they're familiar with, they are being given these signs also, because of this influx of light, being called to be better than oneself. And this sort of apparition, okay, this vision that was being shown to a lot of the parishioners, this will help their vibration and remind them of the light inside them, okay, because you can see there, it really resembles the face of Jesus Christ. And because that is how the devotees, the parishioners, can help raise their vibration and get to ascension in the way that they see it, then this is a reminder of what's going on. Okay? So anyway, let's get on with the reading. So I don't know how all this light has affected you. I've had some people I know, parents of my friends, pass away these past few days. But the thing is, when I tap into that, although it is a sad occurrence, I see angels escorting them, and a lot of them, it's like a host of angels welcoming them, because it is such a good time to go back to the light. So, of course, I can't say that because that would sound creepy to them, especially if they're mourning. I say it in a different way, of course, but that's what I see. And so it's not so much saying it's a good time to die, but I mean, because the portal is open for so much light, and so souls who have rendered their service on earth are being called up also. Okay, this is all part of, some of you may call it the event, but that is what we designate this period in time, wherein the first wave of ascension has arrived, anchored, grounded, and now it's time for the next wave to work on them, so that we can get to the next wave of ascension, because it's like the ground crew for Earth has now been activated, okay, and we can do our mission better and help everyone else better. Okay, so anyway, let's get on with the reading. As always, I've already prayed over the cards and shuffled them. And at the bottom of the deck, we see here, this is the Four of Pentacles. And what I'm getting is that this reading, usually, like I say, because this is a reading for the collective, but I don't know which part of the collective until we see the cards. But the sense that I'm getting is that this is a very physical reading pertaining to, because you can see here the Four of Pentacles. So this relates to what you feel on what both twins are sensing on a 3D level. But we'll see, okay? And look at this. This is moving forward. The Prince of Swords. Moving forward, being more resolute, trying to either resolve or get away from all these things that they're holding on to in 3D, because they're having a difficult time about it already. We have here the Ten of Swords, and although this burden has been carried, you can see that the goal is quite near. Okay, and then we have the Prince of Wands, and this is also the great desire to power through, to push through, to get to what you are envisioning for the future. Okay, and this is perseverance. This is often called the wounded warrior, and that's what's really going on in 3D. That a lot of us, although we have taken care of our spiritual selves, to the point that a lot have come to this to benefit from all this influx of light, because you can process it, you can understand it, and you can convert it into energy that the rest of your companions here in 3D can understand and appreciate. Okay, so this is the persevering in going forward towards the future, but having a difficult time in 3D circumstances. That's why moving forward. Okay, so let's start off with the Divine Masculine. The first card we have for the Divine Masculine is the Two of Swords. Okay, Two of Swords usually represents this is a crossroads. This is making a decision, okay, which either is in the process of being made, or still mulling over it, the pros and cons. Some of them are going through, if you have to make a major decision, sometimes it helps making a decision tree. The pros, the cons, what will happen if you do this, what will happen if you don't do this, and that seems to be where they're at. Decision regarding, okay, look at this. I'm getting two messages here, because with the Four of Wands, this indicates either going towards their twin flame, rather. Okay, because this is meeting again, and you see here 1111. So this is a major decision regarding moving forward with a twin flame, with a divine feminine, and meeting each other again. Okay? And the next card that we have here is the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, this is great pain, great anxiety. And the Divine Masculine is really torn about this decision for many reasons. Okay, because some of the Divine Masculines, especially those who have who are currently in separation from their bona fide, genuine twin flame, okay, it's staring them from the inside. If you've seen the videos last week, this has both twins are really moving towards their authentic selves, and being separated from what is true, what is right. It eats you up from inside, and this is a period wherein that is being highlighted. And so his separation from his twin is becoming more poignant. And it's getting to that point, really, wherein he wants to make a decision about this, because he can't continue living on a lie. Especially those who are still with their karmics, who have been dilly-dallying on making a decision, because if they're not quite ascended or in touch yet with their higher selves, who are constantly giving them guidance, and they're ignoring that guidance, or they just simply can't translate it on how it's going to be executed, they're still being given prompts by their higher self. And this, when you feel this much pain, that means something's not right. Something is out of balance. Something needs to be corrected. And that's why the divine masculine feel this is because he's so apart from the situation that he's so. See, because this can also mean distance, these two swords. He's so far apart from the situation that would really raise his vibrations and where he's meant to be at. And because this goes also to this period of time where there's this influx of light, because he's more illuminated with that. Okay, so there, having great difficulty with this. And okay, and for the last card, we have here the Hanged Man. And this means this is a suspension. And it comes after this Ten of Swords. And what the Divine Masculine is saying here is that, look, he wants this to end. He doesn't like feeling this way anymore because that's not himself. He wants a suspension of this. And so, in having to suspend this feeling of being pained, feeling that separation from oneself, and corollary his twin flame, okay, his divine feminine, he's now being pushed to make a decision, okay, here, because he wants to suspend this, he's now being pushed to make a decision. And this decision, because this is the other message I was getting from, could pertain to whomever he's with, because this is togetherness. Whether he's in a marriage, this would be the karmic relationship that is also giving him pain because he's separated from whom he truly needs and has to be with according to the divine blueprint. So here, divine masculine being reminded by his higher self more purposefully that a decision has to be made regarding the physical union, because remember, in this reading it's very physical, so this is getting to the physical sense of the divine masculine, of what he is thinking. He's thinking now of where he's at and where he wants to be in terms of partnership, who he's going to meet eye to eye, whom he's going to present himself to, especially since he's contemplating a new beginning. Okay, because this situation of separation is bringing him a lot of pain and getting him to this point wherein he has to do something about it because he wants this pain suspended. Okay, so that is how that's playing out in the physical sense for the divine masculine. I'm not going to pick clarifying cards anymore because that's pretty clear. Okay, and for his energies towards the divine feminine, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And see, this is all towards this new beginning that he's creating. And you can see here the heart. He's now thinking and creating from the heart, because you can see that burst of light in the five-pointed star. And five-pointed star, 5 is the number of change. So meaning whatever situation he's in right now, he wants to change that, because that situation is not working for him anymore. See, this is all that it's bringing him, that situation. So whether that situation means that he's alone, he's not with anybody else, whether that situation means that he's still with his karmic, or that he's still in a marriage with his karmic, then that's got to change, because he wants to create something else that resonates more with his heart. And for that, change has to be done. You can see this 5-pointed star there. Okay? And let's move on to the energies of the divine feminine. First card we have for her is the Seven of Swords, and here you can see this lad is getting away quite surreptitiously from his I don't know, it looks like a camp. Okay, and with him, he's bringing 5 swords and he's leaving 2 behind. And usually, this is running away from something or leaving things that you don't need on your journey. But we will get more clarity from this card as soon as we open the others. Okay, and the next card for the Divine Feminine is the Six of Cups. And look at this. Again, Six of Cups usually represents fond memories, things from the past. It could represent that time with your divine masculine, wherein things weren't so loaded. Things wherein that, if you remember the time wherein you so much wanted to have the conversation, to ask him where the both of you stand as regards each other, because look, this is in a physical sense, so meaning that this actually happened. You didn't just ask him or ask his higher self, okay? And before that, before some of you, because that ended up being opening a Pandora's box and really spurring him to do the runner thing when that was still the paradigm, okay? And this is wishing that things would go back to before that point wherein you either demanded or asked for the conversation, where you stand, what it is this really is, are you wasting your time, and all that. You know, the whole drama that really plays out in 3D that actually has a purpose, because it was from that point and everything, all the consequences after that, whether that caused him to break off contact, that caused you to go into so much pain and seek relief for your heartache, because, or your broken heart, because all that really helped you get on this ascension journey with your twin flame. Okay, but in the physical sense, this is moving towards that point again wherein everything is innocent. This is that point before the conversation. Okay, because look, you're moving towards that because you can approach this already with this energy, unburdened by the past, because that is what all this when you've gotten to that point wherein you understand the journey for what it is, and you have done your share of healing, of forgiving your twin flame, then look, all that trauma that goes to the side, it is transmuted already. Okay, transmuted by the silver violet flame of Saint Germain and Lady Portia, and things are back to balance. It's like going back to this point before you open that Pandora's box. Okay, but you can get back to this point, and this is the divine feminine wanting to go back to this point and leaving all this drama behind. This would be resentment, this would be blame, and you don't need that on your journey moving forward, going to your divine masculine, because that's all been transmuted. It's not needed for this new beginning that your divine masculine wants to procreate with you. Okay? And the next card we have for the divine feminine is the Ace of Wands. And okay, see, sometimes I just repeat myself. I picked this card to really highlight that new beginning moving forward, wherein it is unburdened, but here we have the Ace of Wands. So this is wanting that again, that point, going back to that point before opening that Pandora's box, okay, wherein things changed, but things change for you to learn what twin flame ascension is about. Okay? And look at this. Next card we have is the Three of Swords. And this is all the heartache. And look at this. This is sort of mirroring. Okay? For the Divine Masculine, we have here the Ten of Swords. For the Divine Feminine here, we have the Three of Swords. So, in a physical sense, for twins that are in separation, both are heartbroken. Okay? But this is just recognizing the feeling, but being able to rise above it because you already know what it is and you don't dwell on it because you've already come across or stumbled upon what this twin flame journey is about, and you transmute it, you rise above it. Okay? And for the Divine Feminine, look, this falls under the Seven of Swords. And for the Seven of Swords, so this is what the Divine Feminine is leaving behind. All this heartache, all this feeling of separation. This would be the drama that she has unwittingly been created before, okay, when the consciousness was still fully in ego, okay, but Divine Feminine leaving that behind, leaving that heartache behind, because it's not necessary for this new beginning, okay, so there. And for the energies of the Divine Feminine that she's projecting towards the Divine Masculine, okay, we have the Three of Swords again. So this is the separation that she feels. Now, a lot of the Divine Feminines, let me explain something, because we have the Three of Swords here for the Divine Feminines. Let me explain something that Spirit wants to get cleared. The reason why a lot of the Divine Feminines are feeling this separation intensely in the physical is because this is the dichotomy that's being created by the energies at the present moment. Now, don't jump into conclusions. Let me explain. Okay? With the light, there's the darkness. It's alpha and omega. You have both ends of the spectrum. But this unity consciousness means embracing everything. And for some Divine Feminines who have recognized, okay, that level of ascension that they have risen up to this point, this separation from their twin, because some of them and a lot of them are still not in union, although they are getting there, okay, with their twin flames. They're still in the process of coming into union with their twins. The other end of the spectrum becomes more stark, but it has to be embraced. That's why this is coming up. It's like, okay, I'm here. Okay, you've gotten, it's like scaling a mountain and getting up to the peak. Okay, and when you get there, you see your partner and he's still down. And, or just realizing that you're at the peak of that mountain, but realizing that you're still by yourself in a physical sense. Okay, we're talking about the physical sense here. And on the one hand, you're happy because you receive all this light, all this connection to source that is, you can imbibe it, you can understand it, and you feel it within your energy field. But on the other hand, there's also the realization of the other end of the spectrum, wherein you're still not in union, in physical union, with your twin. And that is what's causing this, because, okay, I'm here, but now what? You're not with me. But really, we have to tweak that a bit, because this, if it gets stuck on the, so what was all this for? You're still not with me. If you get stuck there, then that's going to spiral you down, despite all this trajectory going up. But if you don't stop there, because this has to be acknowledged, that yes, you're not with me. I'm at this wonderful, wonderful place right now in my life, but you're not with me. But the thing is, it's not yet. You're not yet with me, but you are on your way, because he is on his way and on a physical level. Okay, and we will see in the coming weeks how he decides with this. But you, the divine feminine, this is your job right now, to keep the highest vibration possible, so that when your twin, when the divine masculine makes his decision, okay, he's more clear on how he can release this pain, and more clear about coming into union. So this is a very crucial time for twin flames to not wallow in this energy. But what I'm saying is that this will crop up, because that is how it works. You embrace the whole spectrum. And right now, because of the energies of the equinox and the planet and this influx of light, a lot of the divine feminines who are very sensitive to it are on the other end of the spectrum. And this is the other end. You see this brilliant light here. Okay, let's say that's the light, and this is the other end. This is one unity, and this is separation. But you have to embrace it and let it go. You can't wallow in this, because if you wallow in this, he's going to wallow in his decision-making process. And that would not redound to the benefit of the union in the physical. We're talking about physical things here now. Okay? So anyway, those are the energies, and that message needed to be said to help the divine feminine, the collective, understand why in this high energy situation there are these feelings that are cropping up. Okay, now for the both of them. Okay, this is the Prince of Pentacles. Again, something physical. So what this is saying is that movement in the physical, because this prince, he is the slow but sure guy. Okay, so this is the emerging manifestation of the union, but it is getting there. Okay, but these things are have to be gone through in the physical. You have to go through them, okay? Because this is the process of how twins will come together in the physical. This is where you are right now. And so, Spirit giving guidance to both twins as to what they need to do in the physical to get this thing going. Okay? Prince of Pentacles. But this is movement forward in a very sure way. Okay, so that's what I have for you. And of course, on the 20th, we have the Spring Equinox. And I do have the Blossom Blessing up right now on my site to help you. And this is a light language blessing dispensed by Ascended Master Amaryllis. And this helps revive and rejuvenate what has been dormant and stagnant in your life, because we've just gotten out. It's on the 20th, really, but I put it up earlier. It was up since last week, and thank you all those who've gotten them, and for all the reviews of this. I've received a lot of emails saying that it's helped them get out of that funk that they've been in all winter. You know what? I've spent several winters in the U.S., and well, yes, it is kind of depressing. I figure it's kind of like being, someplace where it's raining all the time, it's dark and damp. kind of like London, which is why Coldplay makes so much sad songs. Okay. So anyway, this is the blooming. This is here, the sun. And just an aside, I really missed wearing shorts during winter time when I was living there. It was like, oh, I can't wear flip-flops. I can't wear shorts because it's too cold. And but well, spring is here and summer is coming, and there. It's helping everything that has taken a break for the winter time to revive and bloom. So do check that out, okay? So that's what I have for you this week. Take care, everyone, and make the most of this light dispensation that we are being given. Okay, take care. Bye.